I tell artists all the time, like when it comes to chasing this music career and music path, networking is like key because it's all about who you know. It's all about, I mean, you either have to have a lot of money or a lot of connections.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good.
Awesome. I'm Adam. I appreciate you doing this.
Yes, sir. Kendall, nice to meet you, brother. I appreciate you having me.
Of course. Nice to meet you as well. This is about you and your journey in music, and we'll talk about the song you have coming out with Jelly Roll, which is awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Awesome, dude. So I did see you're from Florida originally.
Yeah.
Talk
I'm
to me
still
about that.
Florida.
Oh, you're still in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Ocala.
Oh, Ocala, Florida. Okay.
You know where
Some
that's
pretty.
at?
I don't know exactly, but I know there's some pretty big bands that came out of there. Day to Remember, I think, and my buddy's in a band called Wage War, and they came out of there. And
I went to school with Cody Quistad in Wage War.
oh yeah, he lives pretty close to me.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we went to a small private school together. And then
No,
my drummer now in my band was best friends with Cody since second grade.
no way. That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually met him this way via an interview, and then I interviewed another guy, and they were friends, and we all live in the same town, so we hung out a handful of times. It's pretty
That's
wild.
Let me see Cody. Tell him I said hey.
I will. I will actually saw him I don't know, like last week at Cracker Barrel.
Good
But
dude. He's
yeah,
talented.
yeah, man, for sure. So talk to me about that a little bit. So you went to school with him. So there's some music there at the school. But what about you as far as growing up? Did you come from a musical household at all or a creative household?
Yeah, my is this recorded right now? Is this an interview?
Yeah, we just go right into
Oh, cool.
it.
Right. Yeah, my father was a country singer. And I grew up he really chased his music when he was younger. So he
Hmm.
wasn't pursuing it when, I was born, but the love for it was always there with him. And then
Okay.
I grew up singing in church and signing up for the school musicals and school plays, and whenever I could perform, I would you know, jump to it. So I always loved acting and singing and performing and anything to do with the stage. I always had fun doing. So I kind of always had the love for music since elementary school when I did my first play.
Wow. So dad was a country artist. Was he like a singer-songwriter guy?
He was he dropped one record when he was in his late 20s, and the song was called Can't Say Goodbye, and it actually charted. It's funny because when my mom and dad met, my dad took my mom on their first date, and when they went out to eat, he seen the jukebox in the corner of the room, so he got up from the table, said, "I'll be right back." He went up to the jukebox and turned on his song, and then went back and sat down and said, "Hey, this is me." She's like, "Yeah,
That's
get out of here." So his song, he had some success. He charted with his single, but he didn't really pursue it. But yeah, he definitely loved music and charted a single. The only single he dropped, he charted.
that's crazy. So it was obviously big and big enough to be in a jukebox.
Yeah, it was all on the jukeboxes. I think he charted number 43 on the country charts, and he dropped the same week as Willie Nelson, and Willie Nelson was 44. So it's really cool to have that article, you know,
Yeah.
charted
Wow.
above Willie.
That's crazy. So did you get into music through dad as far as like did you learn how to play guitar at an early age or like anything like that?
Actually, I don't play guitar. That's why I got my band, bro.
Okay.
they
Yeah,
they
no,
play.
I just didn't know if it was something
Yeah,
he's like, here's a guitar, you should learn. You know what I
no,
mean?
we didn't. I didn't grow up playing any instruments or anything. I just my natural. I'm a pretty good songwriter, so that's kind of my skills, songwriting, and then singing, rapping. I would say my main. I'm best at rapping, so I
Yeah.
started off in the rap world. I didn't start off doing more country. I started off in the rap world, and then I've kind of, even though I rapped, I always listened to country music. I grew up on country music. I
Uh-huh.
mean, I know Ocala is the horse capital of the world. It's nothing to do but bonfires and floating down the river around here. So
Oh, wow.
I grew up country, but I always rapped because I wasn't good enough to sing country. So when I kind of discovered these guys like Colt Ford and Bubba Sparks and some of these guys that were country, but they still rapped. And
Uh-huh.
I started mixing the genres, and then that's when things started looking up for me and started taking off when I started mixing genres. So now I'm at a point where I pretty much drop whatever I want. Sometimes it's a rock song, sometimes it's a rap, sometimes it's country rap, sometimes it's kind of nice being independent that way. I can just do what I love, and then the fans.
Yeah, release it when you want. Like there's
Yeah,
no like strings attached as far as that goes. That's
yeah,
pretty, I'm sure
exactly.
that's nice.
Yes,
Um
cool.
with the rapping and stuff. So it sounds like you did, yeah, theater or musical theater and sang at church. But when do you start the rap thing? Was that in high school?
Yeah, my senior year of high school, my buddy Davis Dawkins, he actually came up to me and was like, "Hey, bro, we should rap." And I was like, "Dude, I'm white. I don't rap. Like, I'm not Eminem, bro." Like, he's like, "No, I'll write your rhymes for you. Like I'll write your verse. Just try and do it." And I was like, "All right, you write me a verse. I'll rap it." So it's kind of just a joke. And he wrote a couple songs, wrote me a verse, and then we recorded in my closet on some kind of USB microphone.
Uh-huh.
And they're pretty much trash songs, but we thought they were good. And after a while, I mean, I think he wrote the first 2 or 3 songs, and I was like, you know what? I think actually I can rhyme. I think I can do this. So I started writing myself, and then, in the rap, I didn't really fit in that world, but I
Mhm.
still got a lot of opportunities. Like I opened up for Lil Wayne. I've opened up for T.
No way.
I opened up for Trick Daddy, Plies, Boosie, Yin Yang Twins, Soldier Boy. I mean, the
Oh
list goes on of
man.
people I've opened up for, and but I just never really fit into that world of rap. So I always fit better in the country world.
Yeah. So were you doing shows in like around Florida and stuff? Like how are you kind of getting your name out there and how and landing those opportunities to open up for
Yeah,
all those big
just
artists?
networking. I tell artists all the time, like when it comes to chasing this music career and music path, networking is like key because it's all about who you know. It's all about, I mean, you either have to have a lot of money or a lot of connections. And I'm working on the money part. So right now I'm getting my connections. So I,
Connections are a bit cheaper.
yeah, it's a bit cheap. So uh, I tell people it's very, very important to network, get out there, meet people, shake hands. And one thing leads to another. And then opportunities just started coming my way, meeting different promoters, meeting different venue owners. And I opened up for T-Pain out in Las Vegas. That was a sold out show at Club, I believe it's called Club Light.
Wow.
I did a show with him out there. And then I did the halftime show for Miami Heat. That was really cool. So
No way.
did
That's
some really cool, yeah, I did some really cool things in the rap world, but like I said, it just wasn't for me per se.
wow. What year did you do the Heat halftime?
That was 2017 or 2018. It was one of those years.
Okay.
I
So
think it was 17. Yeah, I think it was 17.
damn, so they were still really good. That's that.
Yeah, yeah, they
Oh man, that's awesome. But that was have been a quite an experience because I'm sure that was sold out too.
oh, it was crazy, dude. Like you get there and then they you don't realize how much is going on beneath the court, like the basement and the locker rooms and everything, and the caterers and the food, and it's just it was a cool experience walking through the locker rooms and everything leading up to the game. Definitely experience I always remember.
Oh wow, yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
So you this was all when you were just solely focusing on the rap stuff.
yeah, just rap.
Okay. And then from there, like, did you stay in Florida? And it sounds like you're still in Florida. I thought I saw something you were in Nashville.
Now, I
Um,
go up to Nashville a lot, but I live here in Florida.
okay. So, so from there, like, when did you decide to kind of switch it up? And I mean, in having that type of success in solely in like the hip hop rap scene, like, what made you want to kind of
I
steer
so
out away from that?
yeah, so I seen success in rap, but I didn't see success. I seen success as far as the opportunities to perform. I didn't
Mhm.
see success as far as streams and numbers and fans, like for my music per se. But I was always put in position to be in front of large crowds or open up or cool opportunities. Uh,
Mhm.
as far as switching up genres go, my dad passed away in 2018.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Thank you. And he was ill for many years, and and he passed away in 2018. And my music just wasn't, like I said, I did some cool shows. I opened up for
Uh-huh.
some cool people, but it wasn't going the way I wanted it to go. And when my dad passed, I kind of leaned more towards, even though I already listened to country music, I kind of would listen to old country and kind of like the stuff he liked to listen to. And it kind of just made me feel good, made me feel like I had a piece of him with me. So I started listening more to that. And then I wrote a song called Letter to Heaven. And it was kind of a song that I didn't know if I was going to put out. I was kind of just, as artists, when we write songs, it's kind of like a therapy in a way, just
Uh-huh.
getting stuff
Sure.
off our chest. So I wrote the song called Letters to Heaven. And um, I'm good friends with Craig Campbell, a country singer, and he's one of my favorite country singers of all time. I actually told my wife before I met him, I said, man, I really want to see a Craig Campbell concert. And then he came into my town, and then we met and became friends. Well, I was driving to the airport after his show, and I said, hey, I'm gonna play a song for you. And I played a song for him. And he also lost his dad when he was just a kid. And he's like, oh man, that's a great song. I said, well, would you want to jump on the hook? Like, would you want to sing the hook? He's like, oh man, I'd be honored. And I was like, sweet. So I got my favorite country singer to jump on the hook of this song. And even at this point, I thought it was cool, but I thought it was more just for myself. And something, I don't know if it'll take off or not, but if anything, I like to listen to it.
Hmm.
So I put it out there, kind of being done with music, because, my dad passed. I just wasn't really focused on writing or focused on music. And I dropped the song. And then I would say about 4 days later, I'm like, I wonder what that song ever did, if it even did anything. So I signed on to my Spotify for Artists to check the analytics on it. And it had like 120,000 streams in 3 days or something. I was like, wait, what? So I wasn't used to streams like that. So
Yeah.
it just kept rising, rising, rising. And then I noticed on my Instagram, I had messages from people in Germany, Finland, Russia, all over the United States saying how that song really touched them. And I was like, whoa. So that kind of re-motivated me to jump back on the wagon and chase his dream. And then collabing with Craig kind of encouraged me to collab more with country singers, country artists. And I dropped a couple singing songs, country singing songs. And that's kind of how I put my foot into the country world.
Wow. That's really, I mean, that's quite a story. I mean, to kind of get into it back into just country in general, because that's what your father listened to and
Yeah.
liked and did actually. I mean, he wrote a hit.
Yeah.
And yeah, then that kind of leads into meeting Craig Campbell and then this song. And then now it's like, oh wow, this is definitely where I should be.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
that's incredible, man.
It's been great, man. It's been great.
Yeah. And so that was, you put that on 2020, and then after that you've released a handful of songs. You even released one fairly recently with Project Pat, and so you kind of started blending those things still, right? Like the
Yeah.
hip hop and
Yeah,
and
I'm still mixing the genres. I've got some really big features dropping with some really big rappers that are jumping on some country songs with me. And nowadays, dude, country isn't what country was back in the day. Country is like multiple genres in one. Like
oh
it
yeah.
pop country, rap country rap, country. I mean, whatever you want to call it. There's so many different, and I mean, you see the Morgan Wallen Little Dirk song, Broadway Girls, that blew up.
Uh-huh.
Um, there's so many different artists coming into the country world. So I've got I can't really say yet, but I've got some really big rappers that are jumping on some country songs. So I'm super excited about that. And then I've also got some songs, like I'm collaborating with Jimmy Allen, country singer. Uh,
Hmm.
I got a song I'm doing with Uncle Cracker.
Oh really?
Yeah, Uncle Cracker. And then um, yeah, I got quite a few big features dropping.
That's awesome. Have you done a show doing the country songs yet?
Yeah, I've done a lot. I just got off tour. I think I just did 16 dates. My last show was so my last show, one of my last shows was out in West Yellowstone, Montana, with Uncle Cracker, and there was about 2,500 tickets sold to that show.
Damn. Yeah,
Uh,
I was gonna say I thought I saw that you're on the road or we're doing a bunch of touring.
yeah, we've been doing a
Uh,
lot of shows. I'll be back out in Montana on the 26th of this month, and then there's a break, and then I've got we haven't announced it yet actually, but I've got my first arena show October 27th in Jacksonville, Florida, and there's a lineup of artists on that. I'm super excited to share, and that's gonna be a fun show. Plus, it's Florida Georgia weekend, so there'll be tons of people in Jacksonville.
Oh wow, and you're playing a stadium. Damn, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be it's an arena. So
Arena, but still, arena's huge.
it's a 13,000 seater, so we expect to sell it out. So it'll be a fun show.
Wow, wow. And then you have a song coming out here with Jelly Roll, and how did that relationship form?
So Jelly Roll, I've never met Jelly in person. We've
Okay.
talked on the phone, we've texted, and we've talked on the phone a couple times. I met a buddy of Jelly Rolls. He goes by the name of Kentucky Boy, actually, and
Okay.
he's a promoter. He also has his own label, and he's heavy in the music scene. And I met him through somebody. I can't remember who I met him through, honestly. And
Mhm.
we started talking online, and he's like, "Oh, bro, I can get you a Jelly Roll. I can get Jelly Roll on a song." I said, "Get out of here! You can't get Jelly Roll on a song. The dude's blowing up." And we went back and forth, back and forth. And then before you know it, I had Jelly Roll. I sent Kentucky Boy a song, and I wrote a song with Jelly Roll in mind. And I was like, "All right, you can get Jelly Roll on a song. Here's a song. Tell him to hit me up." And I kind of sarcastically did it because I didn't think it was gonna
Yeah,
happen.
you're like, there's no way,
Yeah,
right? I
and
mean,
then before I knew it, I had a DM on Instagram from Jelly Roll, and he hit me up and said, "Yo, the song is incredible. I'd love to jump on it." He said, "We're gonna do this or what?" And I said, "Wait, what?" So uh, literally just like that, I hit up Kentucky Boy. I was like, "All right, you weren't lying. All right, let's do this." So I sent the song to Jelly, and I think 3 or 4 days later, Jelly sent his verse back, and then we got it reproduced, and then I got a rock band called State of Mind to jump on the hook. The State of Mind, they're killing it. I think they've got 9 Billboard #1s.
yeah, I was gonna say, I know that, I know the name for
Yeah,
sure.
they do a lot of covers. They'll take like a country song and turn it like rock or turn it
Uh-huh.
metal. But they absolutely kill it. So when I hit them up and I said, "Hey, you want to jump on the song, me and Jelly?" They're like, "Let's do it." So put them on the song. So I'm super excited about that song. That gets released 10 days from today. So well, I don't know when this video is going to be dropped, but it's getting released on the 25th. So the 25th, me, Jelly Roll, State of Mind. It's called Dragging Me Down. And I'm super, super pumped.
That's amazing. What was it like getting that DM, right? I mean, your phone's like, maybe a notification, and it's just like Jelly Roll, like one
Yeah,
message. You're probably like, holy shit, like what is
yeah, I
happening?
was like, "Wait, what?" And then I seen a little blue check, and I was like, "Hold up, let me see
This
if."
is really him.
So yeah, that it was crazy, man. Jelly is absolutely killing it. I think Jelly has a great heart. I mean, he's helping a lot of people. I mean,
Mhm.
he's absolutely killing it. I think he just broke the attendance record for his last show. I think he sold like 18,000 tickets for his show. I mean, he sold out his first 10 of his 11 shows he's doing on tour right now. He's just killing it.
Oh yeah, he's
Super
huge right
proud of him.
now.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I've heard of. I know where I live. I've seen. I've never met him or seen him, but like a lot of people that I know have been like, oh yeah, like I saw him at this pasta spot, or he's walking around Brownwood. I'm like, oh damn, like that's crazy.
yeah, I've got a lot of mutual friends that hang out with him all the time. I have yet to hang out with him, but like I said, we've talked on the phone, we've texted.
Yeah, I'm sure it's only bound to happen with the song coming out.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude, man. Yeah, and hopefully the song, just pushing pre-saves and pre-sales right now. Hopefully we chart this thing and see where it goes.
That's amazing. Yeah, so it's called "Dragging Me Down." And did you write his piece, or you just let a verse open and said, "Hey, you
He
can"?
wrote he wrote his piece. We left the verse open, and honestly, dude, I was blessed enough to just get Jelly on the song, but the
Sure.
the verse I sent him open, it was like, if you know anything about structure of writing, it was like 22 bars. It was a long
Wow.
verse. A long
Yeah.
So I expected him to write to like 12 bars and then us have to cut the rest of the beat and then pull the hook back. So
Forward. Yeah.
yeah, pull it forward. So I expected him not to record the entire empty piece I sent him. But then he sent it to me. I kept listening. I'm like, oh my God, it keeps going. So like he gave me a really long verse. So that was really cool of him.
That's amazing. So what's the song about? Tell me about the song, "Dragging Me Down."
Yeah, Dragging Me Down is there's a lot of people, the song's pretty much, there's a lot of people out there hurting that try to cover it up with a smile, that you don't know they're hurting, and they're
Mhm.
constantly feeling like they're getting dragged down. They're constantly feeling like they're pulled down with chains, and they're fighting demons. Everyone has demons they fight. Whether it's drugs and alcohol, or whether it's just life in general, paying bills, keeping your head above the water. So this song is, we put this song out there pretty much to let people know they're not alone. Like, everyone has something they battle, they go through, and everyone at some point feels like they're getting dragged down, and they're not alone, and they'll make it through. So that's kind of the message behind the song.
I love that, man. I can't wait to hear it. Yeah. So you said a week from Friday, it's coming out 10 days from now.
Yeah. So
That's
super pumped, man.
exciting.
Super excited. We shot the music video. Jelly's on tour, so Jelly wasn't in the video,
Mhm.
but obviously his verse will be in the video. But we shot the music video up north of Detroit a couple weeks ago, and the video is phenomenal. I can't wait to show the world. That video will drop the day the single drops. So definitely check that out on YouTube.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's awesome. And then you have that show. You have a show coming up. You said in Montana.
Yeah, the the 26th of this month.
So
I'll,
right day after the single comes out.
yeah, I'll be flying out the day of the single release. So
Damn.
the plane has Wi-Fi, so I can like be on my phone and checking everything. But yeah, I fly out the day it releases.
That's amazing. And you said you got a bunch of other songs coming out in the near future with some killer features.
Yeah, man, my bad. Yeah, I have several big features dropping. I'm super pumped to give everybody.
That's amazing, man. Well, I can't wait to hear not only the Jelly Roll song, but everything else you have coming out. I think I mean, your good career is just doing this right now. So that's amazing, man.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. It's been a
Yeah,
long road.
I'm sure. I have one more question. You kind of answered it in the beginning, but I'm gonna ask it again. You were just talking about connections and stuff. But my question is if you have advice for aspiring artists. I don't know if you have anything to add aside from kind of what you already brought to us.
Yeah, man. First off, just it doesn't happen overnight. For some artists, it might, but it's like winning the lottery. If with the power of social media and everything, I encourage people to use it. I don't use it as much as I should. The power of TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, and how many faces you can get in front of. That's a very, very powerful tool. So I encourage you to use it. I'm gonna take lessons myself. But also networking is key. Like, you've got to get out there, you've got to meet people. I tell artists when they're on the rise, take every opportunity to hit the stage and perform, because whether there's 10 people there or 1,000 people there, just there's always something to be learned on stage. So practice, hit the stage when you can. This is a long process. Some of the artists that you think made it overnight actually Jelly Roll's been rapping for like 20 years, and he just got his break. And I think he said like 23 years or 26 years, I don't know. But there's artists out there grinding for a long time. It didn't happen overnight. So if you want it bad enough, just keep working, keep hustling, and it'll come your way as long as you put the work in.
Bringing it backward.